He's getting on to the right page.
What do you think is the problem that when we hit before the yellow cone, he starts turning his nose in and getting ahead of me?
Well, then that's where you would give him a very deliberate turn your nose away from me.
Okay.
And then you would say easy.
Okay.
So you'd want to make sure that the shoulder energy is off, because that's driving energy, so you're going to drive him up into that trot or into that faster walk. So now it's going to be all about moving his shoulder away from you. It has nothing to do with driving forward. So you're going to drive his nose.
So only his nose.
Yep, only his nose, and then easy. And then the easy can't be loud, because then it's not easy. Then it's, you're doing something wrong. Yeah, right? So we want him to know that easy means just slow down, buddy. We're going to cruise through here. And then I would probably try to get him to look at the barrel. And then I try to get him to look at so I would spend a lot of time picking someplace I want his nose to point to. So I can get him to keep thinking, oh, I'm supposed to go that way. And try to control his speed through the easy, but then get all your focus on turning his nose away.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have anything to do with driving his shoulder.
Okay. You ready?
And then if you feel like it's broken, then stop and do a sideways. Yep, so get his nose, just his nose focused somewhere. There, good, perfect. Yep, you keep going. Don't follow him either, because you followed him over there. Yep, so send his nose to the camera. So you almost want to get a deliberate look in that direction. Because part of why he does it so well over here is he looks into his paddock. See, that's why he does it so well over there.
Yeah.
Good. Now I wouldn't give him any more kissing energy, because this is where you were struggling here. So get him, yeah. There you go. Good. Get him to look at the brush box. Yep, but don't, see, you just closed him right in.
The problem is I feel like I need to get closer to make him look, so that by doing that, I'm getting his space.
Yep, leave him be. Get him to pay attention to his paddock for a second. Yep. There, leave him alone. Get him to pay attention to his paddock again. There.
Out.
There. There. There you go. Now you got it fixed. Good. Now release him. Just draw him in or whatever works. Good. Good, because you guys struggled through here several times.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was in a moment of fixed, then that's when you want to stop and say, okay, let's take a break. And this is where, like, depending on how long your training session goes, this is where either you say, we'll end there, or you go do something totally different.
Okay.
Because that was hard.
That was huge for us.
That was well done, and he deserves the reward too. Right. Just like when we were doing the chasing him, and he was really struggling with that. As soon as he really put in an effort to stay on the rail, that's when we quit.
Right. And I think too, like that last time where I was like, no, we are not doing this, and I explained it over to him, and then that last time was very focused on just that. So it was like, this is what I want.
Right.
And now this is how we're gonna
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get you to go to the gate. You ended up going over there.
Yeah.
But
because
you finally did.
Too far ahead, and it was
right. What I would have still done though is I still would have backed him up even. That we're going to stop and go through the flashcards again. Okay? I want you to do this. You good? Good. Now let's do it over here.
okay.
Because
It was still his idea.
it was still his idea, he was
still
still
a fight.
taking you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't think you really mean it. I don't think, no.
Yeah.
And before you knew it, you were over here. And finally, he gave in,
Right.
but that's
So
where
I just needed to
where you were asking for it. That's where you should have gotten it.
Okay.
Hi, cutie. I know, you don't like all this, huh? He's like, I think he does.
He's engaged, though.
Yeah, no, I think he does.
Is.
I think he enjoys coming out and doing something. He's the only horse that cares whenever there's anything going on in here. Yeah, Ashley played with him when she had a chance to play with him, so she did play with him. And it appeared from the videos I got before I met him that he did enjoy it. He was pretty engaged. In one of the videos, he threatened to kick the person who was videotaping because he ran past them, and you heard it. No, I'd give it to him. And that was mentally draining for him as well, because...
Mentally draining for me. No, not really. I just apparently need visual.
That's okay. It wasn't even really working.
There's your feedback.
You're supposed to be Shayna Sour.
Over here. She's like, no, just take a few stones.
I'm just going to stock them up in there. You're a nice boy, yes. And honestly, that's why they get so connected when they do finally like really get what we're calling Kirsten Sour. It's because I take the time to say, here are the flashcards.
Yeah.
Now you understand what I want from you. We're going to do it on the move.
Right.
And then once you start doing that kind of stuff with them, then they're like, oh my God. You know, it's like when you're in a foreign country and you find the only English-speaking person, that's your new best friend.
Right.
Because they might be able to help you. So that's kind of what he's doing, is he knows I can help him when he doesn't understand something. And once he believes you can too, then he'll start coming to you for advice or for information or for direction.
Yeah. And I'm like learning him and seeing when he's thinking something through and...
You're getting pretty good at that, I think. That's why I keep asking you, did you see why I knew he was there?
Yeah.
And, your answer's usually, I do know, but I don't know how I know.
Yeah.
So then it's just a matter of now being more aware so that you can actually see the signs.
Yeah.
And not do it as intuitively
I'm
as...
seeing it, but I don't know what exactly it is that I'm seeing that I know, that I can tell.
That's why I told you that there's other trainers that I've watched where I'm like, dude, he offered it to you like 10 times already. By the time they were looking for something specific,
yeah.
But the horse told him, 3, 4, 5 times already, I'll give it to you if you let me off.
Right.
Like if you, so, and these, every horse is different, but they all kind of communicate the same way when they start to tell you, I'm thinking about it. Like Tara today, there were moments where she was just arguing with me, and what somebody else would have viewed as the same confusion that when she was taking these kind of steps was just higher energy, but somebody might have thought both of them were bad.
Okay.
These steps were, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to be bad, I really want to,
Just trying to think, what do you want from me?
And the exact same steps, just more rapid succession, was her being a jerk. Like, I don't care what you have to say, but they were the exact same movements.
And you can see it based on
The eye.
expression.
Yeah, the eye. The eye and the ear. Because, and she's very deliberate, so you can tell when she takes very deliberate steps.
Versus stepping away.
Yeah, and like I said, she's got the head shake thing, which is really obvious, but, because we're long lining, so there were times where I'd go to nicely try to steer her, and she'd get all like this and get herself all flustered, and it wasn't confusion, it was argument.
Okay.
Where when she took those slower steps and really got kind of tangled up and really but I promise I'm trying to figure this out, and I gave her the time to figure it. I explained it on the video too. I'm like, she's trying to figure it out. So that's why I let off of her. And then like a couple seconds later, she did it with an argument, and I'm like, now she needed me to tell her that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's still quick to argue.
And I feel like I'm learning his, like, getting agitated, like...
Yeah, he's pretty expressive. His eye tells you a lot.
I can see, okay, I don't want to make you mad, but at the same time, like, I need to be firm in this situation. So I feel like I am learning that with him.
Yeah, and then you'll learn too, like right now he doesn't have that ultimate leadership respect for you yet. So he kind of can so when he makes the decision to get offended, you're going to be the victim.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like when he gets offended with me, he tells me that really upset me. And he's like, "So could you explain it to me again?" Where with you, he's going to be like, "That really upset me, and who the hell do you think you are?" You know? So kind of like Tonga was. So once you get to where he's saying to you, when he feels he's in trouble and he looks to you for guidance, that's when you know you can get as firm as you ever need to just say, "I said do this." Yeah. It's not an option. You know, there's no negotiation. This is what I need you to do. And like Tara all day this morning, I'm like, you know, I know she has an opinion and I want to hear her opinion, but it can't differ from mine with this kind of attitude. You know?
Right.
So I was very impressed actually, because one time he said, and then you let off the energy because he was prepared to get mad at you, and then he was like, "Oh, you stopped, okay." You know, so and that was probably a point that you'll remember someday, because that's when he was able to identify you as leadership, not just pushing him around. He's actually pretty cool.